All right, now the first thing we want to do, of course, to start any project in Painter is we need to get our object out of Maya and then import that into Painter. Now the book, you'll notice if I kind of click between these two different objects here, they have the exact same UVs. And in fact, they are the same object. One is just flipped 180 degrees inside of Maya. So what this means is instead of us treating these two as completely different assets with different textures, which you of course could do, we're going to make this a little easier and just export one of these guys out, texture that fully in Painter, and then once we bring these textures back into Maya and make our material, we're going to assign that to both objects. So for now, we're only going to be exporting one book out of Maya. So we're going to make sure we have the book selected. We're going to go up to File, pick Export Selection, and make a note of what folder I'm currently in. I'm in the Maya project directory, the same one that has the scenes, images, your source images, where textures eventually are going to go. We want to make sure that we put all of our Painter projects in probably the same directory. Now, of course, you guys can kind of choose how you want to organize all your files for any project, but I really like to keep everything contained in the same folder. So I'm going to keep my Painter project within the same Maya project directory. So now what I'm going to do is in the top right, we're going to make a new folder, call this Painter. Go inside the Painter folder, and since we're doing many different materials, not just one, we're going to make a folder for each material. So this one is going to be book. In the book folder is where I'm going to save my book FBX file. If you don't see the FBX export option as a file type, go to your plugin manager and then turn that back on. But you don't have to worry about changing any of the settings. The default is going to be totally fine. But once you kind of have that set up, you have the book selected, hit Export Selection, and you'll notice that this pops up for me. This is not going to be a big deal. Some of you guys may see the same thing when you do this. What this is in the FBX format, letting you know that it doesn't know what this RenderMan material is, what this Pixar surface material is that's currently on the object. The FBX format, because it doesn't know what RenderMan is just going to assign a Maya Lambert to the surface on the export. But either way, if you see this warning, if you don't, it's all going to work out in Painter anyway, so just ignore it. So let's close out of that. And I'm going to close out of Maya completely since we're kind of done here. We'll open Maya back up once we're done with the project and we get into the importing process. Okay, now I've got Painter already open. I'm using Substance Painter 2018.21. So one of the newer versions, at least during the summer of 2018. We are going to pick a new Painter project. When this pops up, we have a template and a few things we have to change here. Now, make sure you do check your template. Now, mine is set to the PBR metallic roughness, and I'm probably going to start every project with this exact same template all month. So don't change that. But if it's not sitting at this, of course, change it to the PBR metallic roughness. This one, not the other guys below it. On the file, hit select, and I want you to find the FBX file that you just exported out of Maya. Okay, so there it is, book FBX. We're going to open that up. Okay, that's loading. We're going to ignore all this stuff. This doesn't matter. The only thing I'm going to change aside from that is my document resolution to a 2048. Now, even though we are setting a resolution, this is not hard-coded, and we can change this later. This is just kind of my preferred starting resolution for a material. But we can up-res and down-res that as needed later on, based on the project. Aside from that, you can leave everything else the way it is. Don't turn any of the other stuff on. And just hit OK at the bottom. My computer's a little slower since I'm doing a screen recording, but you should see relatively quickly that your book shows up. And we should get it here in a second. There it is. There we go. All right, so the book is in here. And the controls inside of Painter are pretty similar to Maya's navigation, but you'll see that we have a 3D view, 2D view, some layers, a bunch of different windows, the shelf down here. For now, though, before we kind of start doing any of that kind of texture work and materials, let's just immediately save the file. And then we'll do the texturing in the next video. So I'm going to go up to File, Save As. There we go. I'm putting it in the same folder that the FBX file's in. So we're going to call this book. Okay, save that. This will take 1 second here. Okay, it's already been saved. So we are now good to kind of pick up with the next video and begin creating the materials and talk about texture sets and our mesh maps.